Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ambe. Welcome to this evening's Navaratri Satsang. We are going to begin with the preliminary purificatory mantras. Sprinkle water on yourselves. Om Pavitraha Pavitro Va Sarvavasthangato Piva Yah Smaret Pundari Kaksham Sabhahyabhyantara Shuchi. Sip water from the palm of your right hand once with each mantra. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Rinse your hands. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. Put on a kus ring, a paiti, on your right hand ring finger. Om Pavitresto Vaishnavyo Saviturva Prasva Utpunamya Chidrena Pavitrena Surya Rashmabhi Tasyate Pavitra Pate Pavitra Putasya Yatta Kamaha Pune Tachakeyam. Using your thumb, apply a chandan dot on your forehead. Om Chandanam Bandate Nityam Pavitram Papanashanam Apadam Harite Nityam Lakshmi Vasatu Sarvada. Light your lamp. Om Bhodhipa Tom Brahma Rupa Andhakara Nivaraka Imamayankatang Puja Grihaste Vardhaya. Om Deepaya Namaha. Sprinkle water around yourselves. Om Prithvitvayadrita Loka Devi Tvam Vishnu Navrita Tvam Cha Dharyamam Devi Pavitram Kuru Chasanam. Put your palms together as we recite the Swasti Vachan. Om Swastina Indro Vridashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastinastarakshor Arishtanemi Swastino Brihaspatirdadhatu Om Payah Prithivyam Paya Oshadishu Payo Divyantarikshe Payodhaha Payaswati Pradishah Santo Mahayama. Om Vishnoraratmasi Vishno Shnaptristo Vishno Surasi Vishnur Dhruvasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavetva. Om Agnir Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasavo Devata Rudra Devata Dhritya Devata Maruto Devata Vishve Deva Devata Brihaspatir Devatendro Devata Varuno Devata. Om Dhyau Shantir Antarikshagvam Shanti Prithvi Shantir Apah Shantir Oshadhayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shantir Vishwadevah Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvagvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadran Tanna Asuva Sushantir Bhavatu. So we are now going to read the Dhyan mantras of Ganesh Gauri. Please meditate upon Shri Ganesh Gauri. Om He He Rambha Tome Yehi Ambika Trayambakatmaja Siddhi Buddhi Pate Trayaksha Laksha Labha Pitu Pita Nagasya Nagaharatvam Ganaraja Chaturbhuja Bhushita Swaydev Divye Pashankusha Parashvadhe Avahayami Pujartham Rakshartham Cha Mama Krato Ihagatya Grihanatvam Pujam Kratuncha Rakshame. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gunhavamahe Priyanam Tva Priyapati Gunhavamahe निधीनान्त्वा निधिपति गुंहवामहे वसुमम आहम जानी गर्भदमात्वं भजासि गर्भधम् ॐ अम्बे अम्बिके अम्बालिके न मानिति कश्चन स सस्यस्वक शुभद्रिकां काम्पीलवासिनीं ॐ भूर्भुवस्व अम्बिकायै नमः. Concentrate on the Kalash and Varun and all the places of pilgrimage. Om Tatvayami Brahmana Vandam Anasti Shaste Yajmano Havirabhi Ahedamano Varune Bodhurishagam Samana Ayuhu Pramoshihi Om Sarve Samudra Saratastirthani Jalananada Ayantu Mama Shyantyartham Dhuri Takshay Yakaraha. Now meditate upon Navagraha, the 9 planets. Om Brahma Murari Stipurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Budascha Guruscha Shukra Shani Rahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shanti Kara Bhavantu. Bolye Vignaharta Ganesha Bhagavan Ki Jai. Jag Jagani Gauri Mata Ki Jai. Kalash Varun Devtao Ki Jai. Shri Surya Adi Nograha Devtao Ki Jai. We are now going to do puja to Mother Mata Lakshmi. We're going to do the Shodash Upchar, 16 offerings to Mother. So you may take some flour and rice in your hand and concentrate on Mother Lakshmi. Om Yasa Padma Sanasta Vipula Katatati Padda Padra Padma Patrayatakshi Gambhira Vartanabhihi Sthana Bharanamita Shubhra Vastoyariya Ya Lakshmi Divya Rupa Manika Chitaiha Snapita Hem Kumbhaiha Sa Nityam Padma Hasata Mama Vasatu Grihe Sarva Mangalya Yukta. Take flour and rice it down and do Avahan. Invite Mother into your hearts, into your homes. Om Sarvalokasya Janani Shulahasta Trilochana Sarvadeva Mayi Nisha Devi Ma Vamyam Yaham. Now take flour and offer a seat to Mother. Om Tapta Kanchana Varnabham Muktamani Virajitam Amalam Kamalam Divyam Asanam Pratigrihyatam. Offer some water for the feet of Mother. Om Gangadi Tirtha Sambhutam Gandha Pushpakshateryutam Arpadyam Dadam Yaham Devi Grihanashu Namostute. Offer water to wash the hands of Mother. Om Ashtagandham Samayuktam Swarnapatra Prapuritam Argyam Grihanamaddattam Mahalakshmi Namostute. Sprinkle water 3 times around the Murti. Om Sarvalokasya Ya Shaktir Brahma Vishnavadibhi Stutaha Tadachmanyam Tasye Mahakalye Manoharam. Offer water again. Om Mandakinyaha Samanite Hemam Bhoru Havasite Snanam Kurushva Deveshi Salilashye Sugandhibhiha. Offer Panchamrit. Om Panchamrita Samayuktam Jahanvi Salilam Shubham Grihana Vishwajanani Snanartam Bhaktavatsale. Water. Om Ganga Saraswati Reva Payushni Narmada Jaleha Snapitosi Maya Devi Tatha Shanti Kurushva Me. We're going to offer clothing and upavastra, upper clothing. So you may offer 2 pieces of raw cotton. Om Divyambaram Nutannam Hi Shomatvati Manoharam Diyamanam Maya Devi Grihana Jagadambike. Om Kanchaki Upavastram Cha Nana Ratne Samanvitam Grihanatvam Maya Daktam Mangale Jagadishwari. Using your ring finger, apply a chandan dot. Om Sri Khanda Garu Karpugna Mrigna Bhagni Samanvitam Vilepanam Grihanashu Namostu Bhaktavatsale. Sindur Kumkum Abir. Sindur Kumkum Abir. Om Sinduram Raktavarnam Cha Sinduram Tilaka Priye भक्त्या दत्तं मया देवी सिन्दूरं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। ॐ कुङ्कुमं कामदं दिव्यं कुङ्कुमं कामरूपिणम् अखण्डकाम सौभाग्यं कुङ्कुमं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। ॐ अबीरं च गुलालं च चोवा चन्दनमेव च अबीरेणाचिते देवी यथ शान्तिं प्रयच्छ मे। Of a flower. Om मंदार पारिजातादीन् पाटलीकेतकी तथा मारुवावो गरं चैव गृहाणाशु नमोऽस्तु ते। तुलसी। ओम तुलसी ओम तुलसी ओम तुलसी हेम रूपां च रत्न रूपां च मंजरीं भव मोक्ष प्रदां तुभ्यं अर्पयामि हरि प्रियः। Wave the agarbatti. ओम वनस्पति रसोत्पन्नो गंधाद्य सुमनोहर आगृह्य सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। Wave the आरती. ओम कर्पूरवर्ती संयुक्तं घृतयुक्तं मनोहरं तमोनाशकरं दीपं गृहाण परमेश्वरी। Rinse your hand and offer prasad. ओम नैवेद्यं गृह्यतां देवी भोक्ष भोज समन्वितं षड्रसैरन्वितं दिव्यं लक्ष्मी देवी नमोऽस्तु ते। Sprinkle water. ओम शीतलं निर्मलं तोयं कर्पूरेण सुवासितं आचम्यतां मम जलं प्रसिद्ध त्वां महेश्वरी। Of a betel leaf, betel nut, camphor, cloves, and a coin. Betel leaf, betel nut, camphor, cloves, and a coin. Om elaalavam कर्पूर नागपत्रादिभिर्युतं पुंगिफलेन संयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। ओम हिरण्यगर्भ गर्भस्थं हेमबीज विभावसौ अनंत पुण्य फलद मथ शांतिं प्रयच्छ मे। Now wave the आरती. ओम चक्षुर्द सर्वलोकानां तिमिरस्य निवारणम् आर्थिक्यं कल्पितां भक्त्या गृहाण परमेश्वरी। ओम यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्या समानि च तानि तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। बोलिए विघ्नहर्ता, बोलिए जग जगनी लक्ष्मी माता की जय। We are now going to have one bhajan, and when we return we will read one chapter of the Durga Saptashati.
विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। सद राह दिखा करके उद्धार करो माता, उद्धार करो दुर्गा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी। दर्शन हो माँ तेरे, सबकी अभिलाषा है। मन में रहो तुम सबकी, तुमसे यही आशा है। दर्शन हो माँ तेरे, सबकी अभिलाषा है। मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है। क्या मेरा क्या उसका, यहाँ अपना पराया क्या। सतज्योत जला करके रोशन करो जग सारा, रोशन करो जग सारा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, संसार तो माया है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है। एक दिन उसे जाना है, जो भी यहाँ आया है। संसार तो माया है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है। एक दिन उसे जाना है, जो भी यहाँ आया है। क्या रंग है जीवन का, क्या रूप है मानव का। तुम ज्ञान बढ़ा करके उपकार करो दुर्गा, उपकार करो दुर्गा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। सदराह दिखा करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा, उद्धार करो दुर्गा।
So we are now going to recite chapter 6 of the Durga Saptashati. Om Nagadhishwar Vishtaram Fanifanoktam Soruratnavali Bhaswadhyehalatam Divakarnibham Netratrayo Bhasitam बालाकुम्भकपालनिजकर्णीरजकरां चन्द्रार्चूरां परं सर्वगेश्वरभैरवाङ्गनिलयां पद्मावतीं चिन्तये। ॐ ऋषिरुवाच इत्याकर्णवचो देव्या स दूतमर्षपूरितः समाचष्ट समागम्य दैत्यराजाय विस्तरात्। तस्य दूतस्य तद्वाक्यम् अकर्ण्यासुरराटतः। सक्रोध प्राह दैत्यानाम् अधिपं धूम्रलोचनम्। हे धूम्रलोचनाशु त्वं स्वसैन्यपरिवारितः तामानय बलादृष्टुष्टां केशाकर्षणविहबलां तत्परित्राणद कश्चित् यदि वोत्तिष्ठते परः। स हन्तव्यो मरो वापि यक्षो गन्धर्व एव वा। ऋषिरुवाच ततस्तः शीघ्रं स दैत्यो धूम्रलोचनः वृतः षष्ट्या सहस्राणाम् असुराणां धृतं ययो। स दृष्ट्वा तां ततो देवीं तुहिनाचल संस्थितां जगादोचे प्रयाहीति मूलं शुम्भ निशुम्भयोः न चैत्प्रीत्याद्य भवति मद्भर्ताम उपैष्यति ततो बाल ततो बलान्नयां येष केशाकर्षण विहवलाम् देव्य उवाच दैत्येश्वरेण प्रहितो बलवान् बलसंवृतः बलान्नयसि मामेवं ततः किं ते करोम्यहम् ऋषिरुवाच इत्युक्त्वा सोऽभ्यदावक्ताम् असुरो धूम्रलोचनः हुङ्कारनैव तं भस्म स चकाराम्बिका ततः अत क्रुद्धं महासैन्यम् असुराणां तथाम्बिका ववर्ष सायकैस्तीक्ष्णैस्तथा शक्ति परश्वधै ततो धुत्सटः कोपात् कृत्वा नादं सुभैरवम् पपातासुरसेनायां सिंहो देव्या स्ववाहनः कांश्चित्करप्रहारेण दैत्यानास्येन चापरान् आक्रम्य चाधरे नान्यान् स जगान महासुरान् केषांश्चित् पाठयामास नखे कोष्ठानि केसरी तथा तथातलप्रहारेण शिरांसि कृतवान् पृथक् विच्छिन्न बाहुः शिरसः कृतास्तेन तथा परे पपौच रुधिरं कोष्ठात् अन्येषां धुतकेसरः क्षणेन तद्बलं सर्वं क्षयं नीतं महात्मना तेन केसरिना देव्या वाहनेनातिकोपिना श्रुत्वा तमसुरं देव्या निहतं धूम्रलोचनम् बलं च क्षयितं कृत्स्नं देवी केसरिना ततः चुकोप दैत्याधिपतिः शुम्भप्रस्फुरिताधरः आज्ञाप्यमास च तौ चण्डमुण्डो महासुरो हे चण्ड हे मुण्ड बलैर्बहुभिः परिवारितौ तत्र गच्छत गत्वा च सा समानीयतां लघु केशेष्वा कृष्वबद्ध्वा वा यदीव संशयो युधि तदा शेषायुधे सर्वे असुर तदा शेषायुधे सर्वैरसुरैर्विहन्यताम् तस्यां हतायां दुष्टायां सिंहे च विनिपातिते शीघ्रम् आगम्यतां वध्वा गृहीत्वा तां तथाम्बिकाम् ओम जय जय मार्कंडेय पुराणे सावर्णिके मन्वन्तरे देवी महात्म्य सत्या संतु यजमानश्च काम जगदम्बा अर्पणम् अस्तु बोलिए जगजगनी गौरी दुर्गा काली लक्ष्मी सरस्वती माता की जय. So we will have another bhajan now. Dheeraj bhai, would you like me to continue? अच्छा, So Mishan Bhai has a little connectivity problem. So what we're going to do is we will continue with the pravachan, with the discourse, and we will do the bhajan thereafter. Sure. So our discourse this evening is going to be on chapter 6 and 7 of the Durga Saptashati. So what we are finding so far is that the demons are actually wreaking havoc in the universe. And what we find in turn is that Devi, the Divine Mother, is also waging a war against them. So there's strong resistance from the side of the Divine Mother. And when this anarchy, this havoc is being caused by the demons, then the gods, the Devas, approach Devi Mata for her intervention. And the Devi takes on different incarnations. Once she is asked for an intervention, she takes on various incarnations to defeat and to kill these demons. And some of the forms that she takes to kill these demons is as Vishnu Maya, the Shakti of Vishnu, as Mahalakshmi, as Mahasaraswati. So what you'll find is that these stories that we are reading, where Mother takes on these different forms to overcome the demons, it symbolizes the power of good over evil, which is a central theme of Sanatan Dharma. And the recitation of the Durga Saptashati, especially during Navaratri, like we are doing during this time, in our homes, in our mandirs, etc. It's to remind us of this eternal truth. It's to remind us of this truth that there will always be the triumph of good over evil. And so when we listen to the glories of the Mother as it is given to us in the Durga Saptashati, then we come to realize her all-powerfulness. So last night, when you had a discussion of chapter 5, we find that the third episode of the Durga Saptashati began. So the first episode is chapter 1. The second episode, called a Charita, is chapters 2, 3, and 4. And from chapter 5 onwards up to chapter 13 is the third episode or the third Charita. And this third Charita, this third section of the Durga Saptashati recalls or recounts or tells us about the rise of power or the rise in power of two demons called Shumba and Nishumbha. And as usual, they displace Indra and the other devatas from their heavenly regions, from their heavenly positions, and they usurp the power. They take over that power. And in chapter 4, Mother Devi, after the Shakradi Stuti was recited in praise of her, she promised the Devas that whenever they called upon her, whenever they were in trouble and they called out to her, she would intervene and she would assist them. So therefore, the Devas go to this Himalaya where they begin to appease Goddess Parvati and they sing a very exquisite hymn in praise of her, which is referred to as the Aparajita Stuti. So last night, you read the Aparajita Stuti. What is the Aparajita Stuti? Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Mayati Shabdita Namastasyai 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 Namo Nama. So that Aparajita Stuti, it's a stuti that describes the nature of the Mother, that she cannot be parajit, she can never be defeated. She's aparajit. She's indestructible. She cannot be defeated. So that aparajit stuti they sing because through that they are asking for her intervention. And then in that chapter 5, you recall that Devi Ambika came out of the body of Mother Parvati. And the beauty of this Ambika Mata, this unparalleled beauty, it attracted the attention of Shumba and Nishumba. And they wanted to control her. So then, through the messenger, they demanded that she marry one of them. And so Mother explains to them that as per a vow that she had taken, she will only marry someone who is capable of defeating her on the battlefield. So that's where you would have stopped as far as chapter 5 is concerned. So in chapter 6 now, we're going to continue to see how this story unfolds. But before I go into that, you'll find that throughout the next few chapters, the next few nights, you are going to be introduced to the Saptamatrikas. The Saptamatrikas are the mother goddesses. They always appear in a group. And they are the Shaktis, they are the energies of the various gods. So, for example, Brahmani is the energy of Brahma. Maheshwari is the energy of Lord Shiva. Kaumari is the energy of Kumara, which is Murugan or Kartikeya. Vaishnavi, which is the energy of Vishnu. Varahi, which is the energy of Varaha. Indrani, which is the energy of Indra. And Yami or Chamunda, which is the energy of Yama. So these Saptamatrikas you will find in the subsequent chapters that you are going to be introduced to. You'll find that they all assist in assist the mother in overcoming all the demons and these evil individuals. Now, coming to chapter 6 itself. So, the messenger of Shimba and Shumba is filled with anger on hearing the words of the mother. And so they return to relate the story that she will only marry the person who defeats her on the battlefield. So they go back to tell the king of the Daityas, Shumba and Nishum, they tell that. And when this Asura, when this king heard this, he obviously becomes enraged, and he then calls one of his chief Daityas, his chief servants, if you like, called Dhumralochana. And he gives an instruction to Dhumralochana. And he says to him, He Dhumralochana Swasenya Parivaritaha Tamanaya Balat Dushtam Kesha Karshtana Vihavalam. He Dhumralochana Shutwam. O Dhumralochan. Right? Swasenya, with your sena, with your army, haste along, go quickly to and fetch by force. Tamanaya balad dushtam, bal ke saath, with force, you must bring that shrew. He calls her a shrew. And how must you bring her? Kesha karshana bihavalam. Kesha means hair. You must grab her by her hair and you must bring her to me. And tat paritranadaha kaschit yadi voktisthate para sahantavyo marovapi yaksho gandharva evava. And if anybody comes to her rescue, whether that be a god, a yaksha, or a gandharva, whosoever comes to rescue her during that time, you have my permission to slay that person as well. So, the Asura then, Dhumralochan, thus commanded by Shumba, he goes forth very quickly and he's accompanied, of course, by his large army. And they see this Mother Ambika stationed, seated on a snowy mountain, and they very loudly shout out to her, and they say, "Come to the presence of Shumba and Nishumba." And they say to her, "If you do not go to our Lord, Shumba and Nishumba, with pleasure," in other words, if you don't come willingly, freely, "then we will take you by force and we will drag you by your head." So what does the mother respond to this? How does she respond? She says, "Daityeshwarena prahito balavan bala sambritaha balan nayasi mamevam tatah kimte karum yaham." So देवी बोलती है कि तुम्हें दैत्यों के राजा ने भेजा है. The king of the demons has sent you to me. तुम स्वयं भी बलवान हो. You yourselves are very strong. You're very formidable. और तुम्हारे साथ विशाल सेना भी है. And you are also accompanied by a large and a strong army. ऐसी दशा में, in such a situation, यदि मुझे बलपूर्वक से ले चलोगे, if by force you take me along, मैं तुम्हारा क्या कर सकती हूँ? What can I do? So obviously she's being very sarcastic over here in the way in which she's saying this to them. So having said this, mother then rushes towards Dhumralochana and she reduces him to ashes. And how does she do that? Saptashati says, "Hunkareneva tam bhasma sa chakaram vikatata." She killed him simply with the sound hum. Humkara. Humkar is the sound. So she didn't use any weapons. She didn't use her hands. She just gave out a loud sound. She made a loud noise. And through that loud noise, Dhumralochana was reduced to ashes. And thereafter, the army that had come, this started to engage in a fierce fighting with Ambika Mata, using arrows, javelins, axes, etc. So Devi, Ambika Mata, rides on a lion. So the lion decides to get in on the act as well now. And the lion, shaking its mane in anger, it starts to make a terrific roar, and it attacked this army of Asura. It slaughtered some of them with its paw, used its mouth to kill others. It used its hind legs to trample over others. And in this way, in a moment, so to speak, the lion had destroyed that entire army of Dhumralochana. And then when Shumba, who is the lord of the Asuras, who sent Dhumralochana, heard that the lion had destroyed all his army, and that also Dhumralochana was killed, obviously he becomes infuriated, and he then commands two of his mighty Asuras called Chanda and Munda, and he gives them an instruction. And what is the instruction that he gives them? He says, "He Chanda, he Munda Baler, Bahubhi Parivarito, Tatra Gachat Gatva Sacha Sa Samaniyatam Laghu." So, Kesheshwa Krishya Badhava Yadi Vah Sanshayo Yudhi Tado Shesha Yudhei Sarve Asur Vinahan Yatam. So he says, "Hey Chanda, hey Munda, तुम लोग बहुत बड़ी सेना लेकर, take a large army, वहां जाओ, go there, उस देवी के झोटे पकड़कर, catch her by her hair, अथवा उसे बांध कर, imprison her, शीघ्र यहां ले आओ, bring her here immediately." यदि इस प्रकार if through this method, usko lane mein sandeh ho, if there's any doubt, if there's any problems that you experience, तो युद्ध में सब प्रकार के अस्त्र शस्त्रों तथा समस्त आसुरी सेना का प्रयोग करके उसकी हत्या कर डाल. So desperate is Shumb and Nishum, whereas in the first instance they wanted mother to come on her own free will to marry one of them. She kills Dhumralochana. Now they say, go and forcefully bring her, but if she doesn't come, then you can kill her. So this is where then the 6th chapter ends. But what is it that we are learning from the 6th chapter? Dhumra means dhua. It means smoke. And lochana means eyes. So what does the mother do? What does Ambika Mata do for us? She helps us to understand how to get rid of the Dhumralochan within us. We are all smoky eyed. There's a veil of Maya, ignorance, that's preventing us from understanding the reality. And we have to burn up this Dhumralochan. And the way to do it is to get the assistance of Ambika Mata. So the demon within us is that smoke which we see through our eyes. And the smoke is the illusion, it's the Maya that we constantly see through our eyes, and we believe that it is the reality. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of the illusion. We need to get rid of the Maya. So we have to get rid of this veil of the Dhuma. That's the symbolic meaning of this. That's the understanding that we must take away from this chapter. That, you see, Durga Mata or Ambika Mata or Kali Mata is the one who creates avidya Maya. She creates the ignorance. But when we understand her, when we get her assistance, and we feel her within us, that same avidya Maya becomes vidya Maya. She liberates us. So while on the one hand, she is responsible for the bondage, she is also the solution to that bondage. She can free us. So she can free us of the Dhumralochan that resides within us. Then we go on to chapter 7. Then, as they have been commanded, Chanda and Munda, they march forward with their armies. And what do they see? They see Devi Mata smiling gently. And she's seated upon this lion that created havoc earlier, on this great mountain in Himalaya. So when they see her, they get very excited. They want to capture her. And Ambika Mata becomes angry with them, and her features become dark as ink in her anger. So she becomes very ferocious. Now, talking about ink, when a child comes home with ink on his shirt, then his mother will seem to him like she's Durga, like she's Kali. But when a child comes home with a clean shirt, no ink on it, that same mother will look like Saraswati to him. So the mother is fierce. She looks fearsome depending on who is seeing and with what attitude they are seeing. These people have come with ulterior motives. Therefore, Ambika looks as though she is dark as ink, because she obviously is going to, they are coming with this ulterior motive. But if we view the mother with good intentions, she can never look ferocious to us. We can never be afraid of her. And then it says, Brikuti Kutila Tasya lalata palakadhrutam kali kalara vadana vinishkranta sipashini. So it says ललाट में बोहे ठेरी हो गई और वहां से तुरंत विकराल मुखी काली प्रकट हुई जो तलवार और पाश लिए हुए थी. So out of the surface from her forehead, Lalat, fierce with a frown, she suddenly issued Kali of terrible features. So Ambika issued out from her body this Kali, armed with a sword and a noose. So as I said, to us she looks like Ambika, but the person who has bad intention, who is Dhumralochana, is not going to see Ambika, they are going to see Kali. So, wearing a strange skull-topped staff and decorated with a garland of skulls, dressed up in tiger's skin, and very appalling owing to her pale flesh, her gaping mouth, and fearful with that tongue lolling out. And she has deep reddish eyes. She hastily goes forth and she slaughters all these asuras. She devoured a host of all those foes that had come, all those enemies of the devas that had come there. And then, mounting upon her lion, she rushes at Chanda and she cuts off his head. And when Munda sees that Chanda has been killed, then he rushes towards this Kali Mata. But Kali Mata again strikes him to the ground with her sword. And so, seeing that Chand and Munda have been killed, they have been destroyed on this battlefield, the army that they had come with, the very strong, so-called strong army that they had come with, they become very panicky and they flee. They run away from there and they run in all directions. And then this Kali, which came out of Ambika and killed Chanda and Munda, she takes the heads of Chanda and Munda, she holds it in her hands, and she approaches this Chandika Mata. And she says to her, she says, Maya tavatropah Chandamundo Mahapashu Yudha Yagye Swayam Shumbham Nishumbham Cha Hanishyasi. So she says, Hey Devi, O mother, मैंने चंड और मुंड नामक इन दोनों पशुओं को तुम्हें भेंट किया है. I am giving as a gift to you these two great asuras, Chand and Mund. अब युद्ध यज्ञ में in war तुम शुंभ और निशुंभ स्वयं ही वध करना. Now you go ahead and kill Shumb and Nishumb yourself. So she hands over the heads of Chand and Mund. And then what does Chandika Mata do instead? In turn, she says to her, Yasmat Chandam cha Mundam cha Grihitva Tvam Upagataha Chamundeti Tato Loke Khyatya Devi Bhavishyasi. Bhavishyasi means in the future. So what does she say? She says, Devi. So Chandika is addressing Kali Mata. Devi, तुम चंड और मुंड को लेकर मेरे पास आई हो. You have killed Chand and Mund and you brought their heads to me. इसलिए therefore संसार में, in this world, चामुंडा के नाम से तुम्हारी ख्याति होगी. People will call you Chamunda. So that is how Kali Mata gets the name Chamunda, because she killed Chand and Munda. Again, what lessons do we learn from this? How do we understand the slaying of Chand and Munda? The word Chanda means fierce, or it can also mean passionate. And Munda is one who has a shaved head, a bald person. Now, we generally associate a shaved head, clean-shaven head, with Vairagya. Vairagya means withdrawal. So really speaking, we should all be trying to practice Vairagya. We try to withdraw from this material world and try to understand who we are from the inner self. That's what Vairagya means. And it can be what we call true dispassion, breaking yourself away from worldly things. But it can also, Vairagya can also mean a sensitive withdrawal because of some bad experience. So I'm saying the word Munda means one who is shaved, has a shaved head. And shaved head is symbolic of Vairagya, or what is called withdrawal. But this withdrawal can be of two kinds. One is this dispassionate withdrawal, but one is a withdrawal that is due to some bad experience. And in this case, where we are withdrawing because of some bad experience, it is not genuine Vairagya. It is a Vairagya, it's a withdrawal that's taking place because of some hurt, because it's a negative reaction to an unpleasant experience. So Munda, being an asura, denotes reactive withdrawal from things that have been a source of suffering. It is not genuine Vairagya. Chanda then denotes passionate pursuit, going after something, while Munda denotes sensitive, introverted withdrawal. So one is passionately pursuing something, one is a negative way of withdrawing from things. And these are the two most common patterns of behavior in all human beings. One is the hot pursuit of whatever is deemed to be attractive to the senses, while the other is a sensitive withdrawal from those hurt by past experiences. And these two things form the principal movements of the ego, what is the false sense of identity. So one movement is what we call an outward exertion. It's referred to in Sanskrit as pravritti, while the other is an inward withdrawal referred to as nivritti. So the ego reacts to external objects, to people or to material things in one of these manners. This is how the ego reacts. So there's a Chand and Munda movement in all of us. So if my experience or my impression of a person or an object is pleasant, then I will pursue it passionately. But if it is unpleasant or if it is hurtful, then I will withdraw because of the hurt that it has created for me. So I may develop an intense dislike and just hatred for that person or for that object. Therefore, this pursuit and withdrawal are actually our behavioral expressions. This is how we express ourselves through our behavior. And our responses to things or people fit into either of these patterns, right? So this symbolizes Chanda, which is pravritti, extroverted pursuit, or Munda, introverted withdrawal. So the killing of Chanda and Munda is really getting rid of the ego, because these two things form part of the movement of the ego. So that's how we need to understand this slaying of Chand and Munda. And so here then ends the chapter 7. So we're going to stop the pravachan here. The pravachan on the remaining chapters will continue for the rest of the week. Now we will have a bhajan, and after the bhajan, we'll go into the Lakshmi Chalisa. We'll do Arti and Visarjan. Jai Ambe.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः दुर्गा दुर्गति दूर कर, मंगल कर सबका मन मंदिर उज्जवल करो, कृपा करके ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया, ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया, चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं, सब अंधकार मिटा दे मैया, दर्श तेरा लख पाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार मिटा दे मैया। जग में आकर जग को मैया अब तक ना पहचान सका, अब तक ना पहचान सका, क्यों आया हो कहाँ है जाना, ये भी ना मैं जान सका, ये भी ना मैं जान सका। तू है अगम अगोचर मैया, तू है अगम अगोचर मैया, कहो कैसे लख पाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया, चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया। करो कृपा जगदम्बे भवानी, मैं बालक नादान हूँ, मैं बालक नादान हूँ, मैं आराधन जप तप जानू, मैं अवगुण की खान हूँ, मैं अवगुण की खान हूँ, दे ऐसा वरदान मैया, दे ऐसा वरदान है मैया, सुमिरन तेरा गाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया, चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया। मैं बालक तू मैया मेरी, निस दिन तेरी ओट है, निस दिन तेरी ओट है, तेरी कृपा ही मैं मैया, भीतर जो भी खोट है, भीतर जो भी खोट है, शरण लगा लो मुझको मैया, मैया शरण लगा लो मुझको मैया, तुझ पे बलि बलि जाऊं मैं। ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया, चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं, सब अंधकार मिटा दे मैया। दर्श तेरा लख पाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया, ऐसा प्यार बहा दे मैया।
मातु लक्ष्मी करो कृपा, करो हृदय में वास, मनोकामना सिद्ध करे, पूर्ण हो मेरे आस। यही मोर आदास, हाथ जोड़ विनती करूं, सब विधि करो सुहास। जय जननी जगदम्बिका। सिंधु सुता में सुमिरो तो, ज्ञान बुद्धि विद्या दो ही। तुम समान नहीं कोई उपकारी, सब विधि पूर्वनाश। जय जय जगत जननी जगदम्बा, सबकी ही तुम हो अवलंबा। तुम ही हो सब घट घट वास, विनती यही हमारी खास। जग जननी जय सिंधु कुमारी, दीनन की तुम हो हितकारी। विनवानतिया तुम्ही महारानी, कृपा करो जग जननी भवानी। कहीं विधि स्तुति करो तिहारी, शुद्धि लीजे अपराध बिसारी। कृपा दिस्तु चित्तो मन ओरी, जग जननी विनती सुन मोरी। ज्ञान बुद्धि जय सुख की दाता, संकट हरो हमारी माता। क्षीर सिंधु जब विष्णु मतायो, 14 रत्न सिंधु में पायो। चौदह रत्न में तुम सुख राशि, सेवा कियो प्रभु बनदासी। जब जब जन्म जहाँ प्रभु लीना, रूप बदलता है सब कीना। स्वयं विष्णु जब नर्तन धारा, लीनो अवधपुरी अवतारा। तुम तब प्रगट जनकपुर माई, सेवा की युग कुल काई। अपनाया तो ही अंतर्यामी, विश्व विदित त्रिभुवन के स्वामी। तुम सम प्रबल शक्ति नहीं आनी, कहाँ तक महिमा कहो बखानी। मन कर्म वचन करे सेवा की, मन इच्छित वंचित फल पावे। इच्छित फल पावे सोई। त्राहि त्राहि जय दुख निवारणी, त्रिविध ताप भव बंधन हारणी। जो चालीसा पढ़े परावे, ध्यान लगा कर सुने सुनावे। तापु कोई न रोग सतावे, पुत्र आदि धन संपत्ति पावे। पुत्रहीन और संपत्तिहीन, अंध बधिर कोढ़ी अति दीना। विप्र बोल कई पाठ करावे, शंका दिल में कभी ना लावे। पाठ करावे दिन चालीसा, ता पर कृपा करे गौरीसा। सुख संपत्ति बहुत सी पावे, कमी नहीं करहु की आवे। 12 मास करे जो पूजा, तेहि सम धन्य और नहीं दूजा। प्रतिदिन पाठ करे मन माही, उन सम कोई जग में कहु नाही। बहुविध क्या मैं करूं बधाई, ले परीक्षा ध्यान लगाऊं। करि विश्वास करी व्रत नीमा, होई सिद्ध उपजे उर प्रेमा। जय 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 लक्ष्मी महारानी, सब में व्यापित हो गुण खानी। तुमरो तेज प्रबल जग माही, तुम सम कहु दयालु कहा नाई। मोहि अनाथ की सुध अभिलीजय, संकट कटी भक्ति मोह दीजय। भूल चूक कर क्षमा हमारी, दर्शन दीजय दशा निहारी। बिन दर्शन व्याकुल अधिकारी, तुम्हीं अछत दुख सहत भारी। नहीं मोह ज्ञान बुद्धि तन में, सब जानत हो अपने मन में। रूप चतुर्भुज करके धारण, कष्ट मोर अब करहु ध्यावत नारद ऋषि गाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। दुर्गा रूप निरंजनी सुख संपत्ति दाता। मैया सुख संपत्ति दाता। जो कोई तुमको ध्यावत, जो कोई तुमको ध्यावत रिद्धि सिद्धि धन पाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। तुम पताल निवासिनी तू ही शुभदाता। मैया तू ही शुभदाता। कर्म प्रभाव प्रकाशिनी, कर्म प्रभाव प्रकाशिनी भवनिधि से त्राता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। जिस घर में तुम रहते सब सद्गुण आता। मैया सब सद्गुण आता। सब संभव हो जाता, सब संभव हो जाता। मन नहीं घबराता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। तुम जना होवे वस्त्र न कोई पाता। मैया वस्त्र न कोई पाता। खान पान का वैभव, खान पान का वैभव सब तुमसे आता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। शुभ गुण सुंदर मुक्ति शीलिन दी जाता। मैया शीलिन दी जाता। रत्न चतुर्दश तुम दिन, रत्न चतुर्दश तुम दिन कोई नहीं पाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। महालक्ष्मी की आरती जो कोई नर गाता। मैया जो कोई नर गाता। पुर आनंद उमंगे, पुर आनंद उमंगे पाप उतर जाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता। तुमको निश दिन सेवत, तुमको निश दिन सेवत वर विष्णु विधाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता।
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ओम मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलाय तनोहरि। सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमिदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम अपराध सहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयम् इति मामत्व क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। आवाहनं न जानामि विसर्जनं पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वम् एव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष त्वां परमेश्वर। बोलिए विघ्नहर्ता गणेश भगवान की जय। श्री राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पार्वती माता की जय। श्री सीतारामचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री लक्ष्मण जी की जय। श्री बजरंग बली महावीर स्वामी की जय। जग जगनी गौरी दुर्गा काली लक्ष्मी सरस्वती माता की जय। श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय। सनातन धर्म की जय। सब पितर देव की जय। ओ नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हर। जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। जय सिया राम। धन्यवाद।